Hello everyone, I thought I would share some of the things that are blooming in my garden today. So right there I've got some ping pong lavender gomfrina. There's not a lot blooming actually, it's kind of the end of the summer and everything is spent, but I do have some roses. So this right here is first prize. I'm going to come around so you can actually see it a little bit better. Really pretty pink blossoms. This is a rose that my mom grew years ago in her garden, and she pointed it out and said it was a must-have, so I purchased it, and I tell you what, I do love it. It's a very pretty pink. That back there is hummingbird mint. It's called hyssop. There's a specific type of hyssop, and I don't remember it right now, but it's a hyssop, also known as hummingbird mint, and the hummingbirds do love it. Right here we have Molyneux. I may be botching the pronunciation of that. Beautiful rose. Beautiful yellow. That's a really nice one right there. And they do fade over time. So here are a couple of faded blooms. This one right here is almost done. This one too. Some of the petals have fallen off. Right there is ebb tide, and it is faded. Yesterday and the day before it was a deeper purple, but very pretty. I have more roses coming, so this is going to be Twilight Zone. I've got several buds on this one, but not blooming yet. It hasn't bloomed yet, so I'm excited about that. I also have over here, this one right there is Poseidon, also known as Neptune. So that one's going to bloom here pretty quick. I have this coralberry plant, or there are two of them actually, and I'm going to rehome these in my garden. I'm not going to rehome them to a new garden, but I'm going to change their location. But right now, with all these beautiful berries on, I'm not going to do that. And as these grow over time, they will get lots more berries. There are quite a few this year, but just really super pretty. I love the pink. It's not a traditional red berry, and I really like the silver foliage, silver blue foliage, and the pink berries. I think are a nice contrast. Right here we've got getting ready to bloom, putting on new growth for the last spurt. This is full sale, and I have two of those. I have one here, and I have one over here on the other side of the coralberry plants. Back here is the lilac. We cut it way back, and it's not happy. Over here we have, oh, look at this. This is so cool. So this is a peaches and cream honeysuckle, and this is what they do in the fall. They have a red berry, and I'm assuming that the birds love that. I've not actually ever noticed it before because it was always buried behind the lilac that we've really cut back, and it's so cool. I just think that's so neat. And then over here we've got Perfume Factory, and it has several buds and blooms. I just love the buds. I think that the bud stage for this particular rose is the prettiest stage. That said, it is new in my garden this year, and so perhaps as time goes on, these flowers will become more true to what I've seen in pictures, but it is starting to smell a little better. So at first I didn't really smell the blooms, and now I'm going to take a smell. Yeah, it's a little bit more fragrant. And there's a pretty one. That one's a really pretty bloom right there. So that is Perfume Factory, and they do fade, but again, I just love the bud stage. I think it's such a pretty rose during its bud stage. Then I have my standards. I need to plant them. This is looking over my fence here. I've got there's not much in bloom over here. Some supertunias. I do have a couple of, I'll just kind of raise this up. Those are my extremely healthy knockouts. I cut them way back this year and they have just been gorgeous. The foliage on them looks so healthy. And then here we have some of my limelight hydrangeas. And then over here on the other side of this full sail, we have Fun in the Sun. And Fun in the Sun is probably one of my favorite roses. It just has such a beautiful bloom. The fragrance is amazing, and it starts out a darker orangish with some pink highlights. Let me see if I can get it there. This is after days on the plant, probably 3 or 4 days. It does fade like this to these lighter peachy apricot colors, but just so gorgeous, and the fragrance is phenomenal. I just love it. And then here I have a couple of buds of Oklahoma getting ready to bloom there. And then of course I have my hydrangeas. So right there you've got the endless summer, and then the whole hedge going all the way down the fence, the back fence of the limelights. And I'm trying very hard to put some more plants in front of this hydrangea hedge, so it's not just straight hydrangea hedge. I want a little more diversity. So I did plant, and right now it's in shade, but it will be in full sun here for the rest of the afternoon pretty quick. This is hot cocoa rose, and then I have a distant drums right here, and I have Coco Loco right there. And then here, not asters, what is the other? I don't think it's a Cosmo. I can't think of the name right now. This may be an aster. Anyway, really pretty. I love that peach. That's done well all summer. And then I've got this beautiful, it's just looking very healthy, lamb's ear. Couldn't think of the name. So I look forward to it blooming again next year and just kind of taking over in this area. So that's it today for blooms, really. I do have other blooms in the yard, but these are the ones that are the most notable. Of course, the hydrangea hedge is always notable once it starts to really bloom. And then all of the roses. Pretty much done. A couple more things I have to plant this year, but not a whole lot, so pretty much done. Oh, let me show you this, because the dahlias did bloom. Finally, I had a couple bloom. So here's that one dahlia bloom that I showed you the other day. It's not fully open. My dahlias, I mean, this is Cafe au Lait. It's supposed to be Cafe au Lait. It still has some of those purple streaks in it, but not like last year's. So I think this is the real Cafe au Lait. And I do have more coming. So there's one there, one up at the top there. But I really did not get these into the ground when I should have. A lot was going on in spring, and plus we had a late frost. So our spring was pretty cool. So I didn't get that done the way I coulda, shoulda, woulda. And so, you know, everything is really, really late. I mean, compared to other people's dahlias, mine are totally late. But that's okay. They're showing up, and that's good enough for me. So yeah, that's it. You guys have a great day, and I'll be sure to update with more videos if I can. Definitely more pictures. Bye-bye.